I realize this. You know what I like? What's totally replaced, like Breadtube shit for me? Like I don't really watch like any like whatever, like Breadtube whatever anymore. You know what I am into is fucking city planning tube. That shit's so much better. Cause like all the commentary that's in Breadtube is like baked into city planning tube. Cause it's all like priorities and like handouts to capital and shit. And the important thing is the train good, car bad. Cause cars are fucking disgusting. You know? You guys think about how fucking gross cars are? They're gross and they're like insanely dangerous. They're like the most dangerous thing. But we just kind of like, it's like we've just been like trained to accept just like mass casualties, like mass human death as just like this like normal thing. It's like, yeah, just, you know, people just die constantly as a result of this thing that like they need to like survive. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, it's just how it is. Like some, there are cases where like a car is useful, right? But like for the vast majority of people, like they don't need a goddamn car. Like, thousands of people die from like car accidents every fucking year. And it's just like this like basic, it's, you know how like we like talk about like Sparta and how they just were like, they just lived this insane existence where like you would just like lose a fucking arm and it was just like, that's just what happens. I don't know, this is Jeff. He got a bear ate his arm and that's just how it is. Oh, what happened to your son? Oh, he died. My son was murdered by a Phoenician. He was driven through the eye with a glaive. And that's just like, it's not even like questioned. It's just like this thing that you've just come to accept that like, oh no, you're just fucked always. That's like a lot of fucking, that's like what happened with like, the reason like they were able to get people to like accept like a literal 9/11 every fucking day is because like our leaders have been like, they've been on like a however many year crusade to just like get us used to constantly almost dying, being at risk of dying, or actually dying. So we get on the fucking, like the most dangerous possible form of transportation, like every day. Just like get to work and like make enough, like acquire enough shit to fucking not die for another day. I had to get like, you know, coffee and stuff. And like I was pulling up to the parking lot and I saw this truck that was just like, it was like kind of melted, I think. It was fucking like melted. What the hell is this? It just looked like a shitty truck, right? And then the guy like got in and like started the truck and like pulled away, and the most disgusting smoke started billowing out of this fucking truck. It was so thick it like bent the fucking light around it. It just like expanded to fill the entire parking lot, and like it started just like wafting towards me and chasing me down. It was fucking terrifying. It smelled awful. And like as it left, it just like, it revealed this puddle of like sludge and innards that had just like fallen out of the truck as it was parked. And like, but that's not actually like any different. Like all cars are like basically that. Like the only difference between that car and like a car that like is like kind of clean is like a catalytic converter and maybe a couple gaskets. And a catalytic converter is just like, it carries a couple zeros. That's about it. But like that's every car, right? And we're just like, there's like millions of those fucking things everywhere. And whenever a city like tries to deal with like congestion or whatever, they just say, hey, we'll just put more lanes onto the freeway. The important thing to remember is that, fuck freeways. This is not gonna turn out well for me. Just kidding. I fucking aced. I fucking stuck the landing. I never had any question. Never had any doubt. The new Breadtube is city planning tube, 100%. City planning tube is where it's at. If you guys don't watch like Do Not Eat or Big Mood Energy, you gotta get on that shit. That's mad good. I guess Do Not Eat does like, well, there's your problem, which is, it's roughly the same thing. If a catalytic converter is working correctly, the only thing that should be coming out of a tailpipe is water. What? Someone want to run the math on that? Well, obviously a car doesn't just release water. Like you're aware, like a bunch of people in Texas just fucking died because they ran their cars indoors, and that shit filled up with carbon monoxide and killed them. I don't have a boyfriend. I'm taking submissions though. Anyone want to be my boyfriend? You got to be careful to not like assume like a perfectly spherical car that is a one-to-one input to output. That's not how that shit works. Like, because carbon monoxide is what happens when fuel combusts inefficiently. And one of the hallmarks of the internal combustion engine is that it is insanely inefficient. It's like, isn't it like, it's like 25% efficient or whatever? Like, if it was efficient, like actually efficient, you wouldn't be able to fucking fry an egg on like the inside of your car. It's insanely inefficient. My point was that cars are fucking disgusting. They're just balls of sludge that cough up black, evil smoke. It's literally just a couple gaskets preventing them from showing you that right away. The only reason people like cars is because public transportation is so dog shit that like they don't know what it's like to have an actual like a bus that arrives on time or regularly, or like a train, like a subway you can take anywhere. Like there's like also just like hidden inefficiencies, right? You just think about how efficient like a single car is, right? But like there's also the fact that you're moving all this extra mass around when you don't have to. You got banned from the server. What did you do? What did you do? There's something about like left tube or like left Twitch, whatever. It's very easy for like that shit, like those people to get like really self-righteous and stuff, or just like I don't know, because they're like the mode they engage with the world in is like shitting on chuds and stuff, and like the only like real way they have to interact with them, or like the only way they think. Oh, okay, well, you were just being a dumbass then. I take it back. You're just being a dumbass. So I'm glad you deserve to get shot, dude. You deserve to get shot. Why were you doing that? The only reason you spam shit in a Twitch chat is if you're trying to get shot. There's literally no other reason. Were you drunk? Were you stoned? What happened? My interaction with the service is I watch every 14th video they post on YouTube. So, I'm missing out on a lot. Because again, I don't give a shit about Breadtube anymore. It's like, it's not worth it, you know? The only thing I care... The new Breadtube is City Planning Tube. What the fuck? Wait. Do I have to fucking Google shit? Some bullshit they make up where you have to kill people to come home from a deployment. Wait, are they saying that that's like policy in the U.S. military or something? Wait, what? So they made a glib meme about fucking rotational credit, and okay, well, you know, and that's fair. That's fair. You know. I mean, like, yeah, there's a time and a place for standing China, and it's only as a joke, right? It's the correct way to stand China is just to go, President Xi, you may fire when ready. We accept our new Chinese overlords. The U.S. is a decadent hellhole. You know, like just being like as a joke, right? Like obviously China's fucking committing genocide and shit, but it's also like you have to accept that China is the ascendant like world superpower. They've eclipsed the U.S. Yeah, it's like why would you need to stand China anyway? It's so weird that they would have to like jump to like the rotate. What the fuck? I don't know. But again, it's like I don't give a shit about fucking Breadtube. It's a lot of like weird like. It's a lot of weird clicky bullshit. Like this is like something that happened in a well, there's your problem. Where like one of the guys is just like, man, fuck Red Scare. I fucking hate those people. Like just like not even like a joke or whatever. I'm not even like being glib. He's just like genuine rancor for fucking the Red Scare, and it's like why would you have that much hatred for a podcast, the logo for which is literally a fucking red thong. Like, and you think they take themselves that seriously? They sound stoned the whole time. I mean, obviously the military is a waste of money. Like, the military is really... There's a million things that are just, like, awful about the military. You don't need to fucking make up bullshit. Like, the whole point of, like, having a structural analysis is that you realize that the conspiracies are right out in the open. You don't gotta fucking go looking for any weird and any bullshit. You don't gotta make anything up. It's right there. Like, the U.S. military is bad enough without a fucking whatever the rotational credit system is. We also have just, like, a Chinese-style social credit system, like, now, right? You're already spied on now. It's just subcontracted out to a couple more companies. Well, yeah, the other half is just people, like, being really fucking mad about Peter Coffin. They fucking hate Peter Coffin so much. And I realize what it is, right? They don't actually disagree with anything Peter Coffin says. Like, I've been a reply guy on like Art House Politics, a couple times where they're just like fucking saying, tweeting about Peter Coffin for some reason, and I would just go like, why are you saying this if you agree? Like, I would just like, I break it down in terms of they just like agree with everything. Wait, no, it's not that. Deliver requested cargo. But I realized that like I think the vast majority of the Peter Coffin hate is that he just like, he fucks hotter bitches than they do. Like, he always gets like really attractive women, right? And I think they just can't they can't wrap their heads around that shit. But even like fucking Low Society and shit, like that stuff, it's still like a one-note podcast, right? Like, you can't, like, I can listen to like 30 minutes of it, and then I have to go listen to something else, I mean, like, yeah, well, that's also like people like posting the video of Peter Coffin kicking himself in the balls as if it's like an own, but the whole point of him kicking himself in the balls is that like he went on TV to kick himself in the balls to make people laugh, and then people are laughing at him. But like, that's why he went there that's why he did it in the first place, was to make you laugh, and then you did, and you think like you got him, I laughed at him. Like, because Peter Coffin is cringe. That's what he does. He is cringe. There's not that much wrong with being cringe. There's worse things to be. Like, I'll never understand the people who like just fucking like hate Peter Coffin. Like, it just makes no fuck. Like, why would you take the rage that you should have reserved for Mitch McConnell, and like, why would you like portion off any of that hatred for like a guy who like kicks himself in the balls to make people laugh and like has a podcast that like is kind of one note maybe?